Show. Have you ever seen a horse who could talk? With your host, Louisa Barton, who really wants to be a famous rider. She really loves to ride fast. Presented by Peterson and Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care.
Truth is, I have horses with people problems.
Now here's the Brit on the bit, Louisa Barton! Enjoy the show.
Larson Farms is our TV broadcast sponsor. Mr. Richard Larson, a man of great integrity, cares about every single bale of hay and about taking care of his customers. He also has a huge heart for those genuinely in need. Larson Farms, Idaho's finest alfalfa. The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital. Thank you for joining us this week on the Horse Talk Show, presented by Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. Thank you to our television broadcast sponsor, Larson's Hay.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
Louisa Barton here in the studio with my co-host, Dancin Pete Rodda. Ooh. And he is a year older and a year wiser. Happy birthday, Dancin Pete. And there was a cheer from the studio audience. Yes, there was.
Yay, we have a studio audience.
Yes, we do actually have a couple of little short videos to share with you, and then I've got a few things to read.
Hey guys, Jake here at Pear Tree Ranch, wishing Dancin Pete Rodda happy birthday, buddy. We love you.
So Pete is very well known for all his super cool dance moves, but what makes Pete special is the way he moves through life and the way he affects all the people and animals that he encounters. It's very special that he's able to see what's under the surface and how he helps each individual bring out the best that they possibly can be and encourages that behavior. So here's cheers to you, Pete, on your special day. Happy birthday. We are all just a little bit better because you're in our lives.
Hey guys, Oops. Jake here at Pear Tree.
Well, thanks, Jake, and that was very well thought out, Pat.
That's not all. Hold on.
Oh, no.
The sweetest memory my daughters and I have is when we met Pete back in the winter of 2015. It was our first winter in Florida, and we were boarding our horses at Dancing Horses on 40, today part of WEC. It was my daughter Capoli's, did I say that? 14th, what a pretty name, 14th birthday. To this day, we don't know how Pete found out, as we barely knew him. When we came early in the morning, Capoli's horse, Bo, stall was decked out with balloons and birthday items that one can only imagine. It made not only her 14th birthday memorable, but since that day, Pete has a very special place in our hearts. We love you, Pete, for quite a while now. Valerie Carter. Let him know we're all patiently waiting for him to acknowledge our Facebook birthday wishes, as he has taught us to stand still and wait as long as it takes. Laughy face, Britta Norcoy. Pete is well known for his dance moves. This is the recorded one also, but it's way he moves in life and towards the people and animals he encounters that makes him truly special. We can always count on Pete to see what's under the surface and bring out the qualities in others that help them become the best version of themselves possible. Cheers to Pete on his birthday. We're all better for knowing him. And that was Sarah and Pat Myers, and you heard that already. But anything that Pat Myers and Sarah Myers have to say is worth saying twice. So, because they are amazing. Dancin Pete is a bright light in this world. His joyful attitude lifts people up. I do miss seeing Pete. Please give him our love. Claudia Parkhurst. We love Claudia. She's amazing too. Happy birthday to our crazy fun, happy Dancin Pete, Barb Stanley. If you took all the meanness out of me, you would wind up with Pete. He's the good one, like Glenda the Good Witch of Oz. When a house falls on my grumpy tush. Pete Scotto, Big Hammer Construction.
Wow.
Pete is a caring kind and always thinks the best in people. Remember that life's most dear valuable antiques are dear old friends.
Wow.
H. Jackson Brown Jr. from Kyle DeSillo. Happy birthday, Pete. Thank you for everything you've done for Pipsqueak over the last 2 years and for making him the best smarty pants around. You're the best. Hope you had a great birthday. Teslin Rouge. Happy birthday, Pete. 50-something, but who's counting? Glad you made it. We're wondering if this year you're not going to put on your dressage breeches again. What? And do a training 1 or 2 times. Love from Clayton and Sarah. From Clayton, hey Pete, happy birthday. I am sure you're getting roasted left, right and center. But in all honesty, thanks for teaching me how to put space between the words. Thanks, buddy. Many happy returns. That's from Sarah. Those were for Clayton and Sarah. Martin.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. Seriously.
I'm going to be crying by the end of this.
I know, right? So anyway, from Louisa Barton.
Oh.
I don't have one written.
Oh, okay.
But no, I just have to say, Pete, thank you. I've known you just over a year. You've been a blessing. You're a wonderful addition to the show. I love having you. I love you, brother. And I hope you had a really happy birthday.
Thank you.
And you're not allowed to cry, because
Okay, I'm not cry. I'm not allowed to cry.
So anyway,
I do want to say thank you, Louisa, because she brought back the Dancin Pete in me. It had disappeared, and a lot of my friends go, what do you mean you don't introduce yourself as Dancin Pete anymore? And you brought the fun and joy back into my life, so thank you.
Happiest
Put you on
birthday
the spot.
to you. Yes. I hope it was a great day. I'm sorry it was a day late. I was quite sure it was today.
I thought we were just going out to eat with Pat and Sarah, and all of a sudden everybody and their mother that I knew showed up. I kept on looking. I was like, do I know that person too? And everybody was worried that I was going to be like offended that I had a surprise party, and they put stuff all over me and balloons, and I was like, yeah.
This is fun.
Yeah, this is fun.
That's amazing. Well, I'm glad you had a good one.
Thank you.
We had an amazing Saturday at the Hobby Horse Equestrian Games. Can I tell you that it was out of this world. That's at the end of the day, by the way. Unbelievable. They were still coming back for more. I have got so many people to thank. I'm going to start by saying Jenna Rivera, who emailed me all the little wonderful things that they said about Pete and Pete's friends. Jenna did an amazing job with the Vendor Village. Maria, Kelsey, Tamara, Olivia, Megan, oh my goodness, Tammy from the Florida Mounted. My goodness.
Bubbles was there.
If I forgot anybody, I'm sorry, but you were all absolutely phenomenal. Ocala Dog Ranch, who lent us the pumpkin. Honestly amazing. The veterans who came out and did the national anthem for us at the event. The Florida Mounted coordinated all that. The Veterans Memorial Group, what an amazing job. The fantastic singer, Patty Brinson, who sang the national anthem for us. All the parade participants who put on some amazingly phenomenal outfits and costumes and celebrated their breed so well. Just seeing Mangalaga Marchadors, Pasafinos, Missouri Foxtrotters,
quarter
a
horses.
unicorn, a quarter horse, you name it, we had it. And it was just a really phenomenal event, having Otto Thorwalth there, the star of the Disney movie Secretariat, to teach the racing. Even got the adults cranked up, and even Dancin Pete was able to hobble in there across the finish line. It was just an amazing event overall, and the turnout was fantastic. And Tamara clicked the little counting people clicker over 700 times just at the Hobby Horse Equestrian booth. That wasn't including parade participants, horse owners, vendors, visitors to the vendor village, people watching demos. All of that wasn't even counted in that. That was just what she clicked at the table.
Last year, I guarantee you we had at least a half of what we had this year.
Oh, I agree, 100%.
Oh my goodness.
And we were competing against 12 to 13 other free events for kids in Marion County. So,
well, I hope they have the picture of the first event that started, and there was 60 plus kids lined up for their turn.
Well,
to go.
The good news is that in the third segment, Kelsey and Maria are with us. And they're going to join us to tell us a little bit more about the event, because Kelsey rocked it completely. So we're going to have lots more videos for you in that segment. I can't believe we're at the end of this. I have so much more to tell you, but we have a final segment where I can tell you more. So we're coming back with Dr. Cayot from Peterson Smith Equine Hospital.
On Lyme disease.
That's right, Lyme. So stay with us on the Horse Talk Show. This portion of the show is presented by Peterson and Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care, and our TV broadcast sponsor is Larson Farms, Idaho's finest alfalfa. Supporting sponsors are DAC Vitamins and Minerals, Seminole Feed Stores, Lip Chip LLC, Piranha, Florida HVAC Services, Crystal Cryo, Ocala Dog Ranch, and The Drinking Post. This show is brought to you in part by DAC Vitamins and Minerals of Florida. All horses need a solid immune system, excellent joint support, a healthy gut, and DAC has all the vitamins and minerals they need with the NASC stamp of approval. So like them on Facebook now or go to feeddac.com. DAC, it makes a world of difference. Horsemen, are you tired of technology that doesn't fit your way of life? Lip Chip, built by horsemen for horsemen, is ready to revolutionize your world. The answer is in the HoofLink system. Simply implant, scan, and unlock your horse's health information. From driving to Grand Prix jumping, all horses, all breeds, and all disciplines. The future is in the integrity and transparency of all horse sports and in the safety of our horses. The future is here, and the future is Lip Chip. Talk show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
I'm Louisa Barton for the Horse Talk Show here at Peterson and Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care for Equus Television on all smart TV networks. We're here with Dr. Adam Cayot, and we're going to talk about a topic we haven't covered before on the show, and that is lymes. Obviously, very familiar probably with lymes in people, and that can be quite severe, and then the symptoms can be milder, but my understanding is it can come back throughout your life. So I'm going to find out a little bit about how it affects horses. Dr. Cayot, tell us a little bit about lymes. First of all, I'm sure that usually it's something horses get from ticks.
Yeah, certainly it's carried by specifically the deer tick, which is not your typical tick that you see like on a dog or even that you get on yourself, but obviously people get it, so they obviously get bit by those ticks as well. Ehrlichioristicea is what the bacteria what the bacteria is called. In horses, Lyme's disease is kind of a rule out diagnosis. Okay, it presents in horses in many different ways, from mild muscle soreness to a lameness that is hard to diagnose, or to just a ain't doing right kind of situation with the horse, ADR. And pretty much you rule out all the common things first, and then kind of the last deal is, well, maybe Lyme's disease would be something we want to look at. Lyme's disease is real easy to test for. That's the nice thing about it. It's just an easy blood test, and you get a titer level as far as that goes. So as far as diagnosing it's pretty easy, but you need to make sure that you rule out all these other things that are more common than that first. Just because the horse has a titer doesn't necessarily mean it has Lyme disease, okay? Because that's just exposure, and certainly there's ranges of, if it's really high, then it's probably more likely Lyme's disease. But even still, if it's lower and you've ruled out all these other problems, it probably warrants treating for Lyme's disease anyway and seeing how the horse responds. So certainly where the horse has been is a big factor in that. Typically, I think the deer tick is starting to come into Florida, but when I started 20 years ago, we really didn't have the deer tick in Florida at all. So if they hadn't gone out of Florida, then Lyme's disease is going to be lower down on your list or off of it, because there's no way that the horse could have gotten it. But if you're traveling up, Midwest, mid New England states or eastern border states, certainly the deer tick hangs out there a lot, and you're more likely to have been bitten by that, and then that could be more probable. So
and also probably asking the owner if they've removed any ticks lately, because that might be something the owner didn't think of and removed it and said, oh, that pesky thing, and then maybe something that history that you could at least give you an idea.
Yeah, certainly that's another good point. And but you don't always have to remove a tick. I mean, sometimes they bite and drop off, and you never know. So and the deer tick is particularly small. And in horses, a lot of times ticks will end up on the docks of their tail. That's where they hang out, because that tail hangs down and they can just crawl up, and that's where they end up going, on the docks of the tail. So you can imagine trying to find a little tiny tick in the on the dock of the tail and all that hair. But if they get Lyme's disease, we basically treat them with an antibiotic, and it tends to be a long-term treatment. You're talking for a month or greater, as opposed to a few weeks on your typical antibiotic treatment. And we kind of see response to treatment on how it goes. If the horse is doing better, then we can kind of stop. We can check titer levels to see if those have come down. But yes, just like in people, it can kind of rear its ugly head again, certainly on stressful situations. If the horse gets bit again, any of those things that can bring it back. Lyme's disease is kind of a frustrating thing, excuse me, because it can present itself in a horse in so many different ways. So it makes it real difficult sometimes to pin it down.
But it is lifelong, just like it would be for a person, but they might not show symptoms again. But if they do, you obviously would need to readdress it again.
That's right. Yep. And that's I've had that happen a few times, and whatever the trainer or the rider or the horse will say, hey, he's kind of doing what he did before, or let's put him on a round of doxycycline and see how it goes. And certainly at that point, makes life a lot easier, because you're just like, okay, yeah, that helped last time. Let's redo it. So, but yes, it can come back, and it can be gone forever, and you don't have to, never look around. But it's one of those things that always has to be in the back of your mind once you know it's been there.
And have you ever had any very severe cases of it that you've seen?
I've never had any very severe cases. Most horses are able to function pretty well, pretty normally, in doing what they need to do. It's just certain little, maybe they aren't striding out as far as they would be before. Or they have some unexplained muscle soreness, or they're just somewhat lethargic, or not up to par. So I've never had any of them be critical in any way from it, but certainly it can affect performance.
Great. Dr. Adam Cayot, Lymes in Horses, here at Peterson and Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. I'm Louisa Barton for the Horse Talk Show.
Amazing job last week from the Bureau of Land Management, adopted every single Mustang by Saturday morning. Whoa, that I don't think's ever happened. So impressive, so much so that the wonderful Dominique, who I just love, actually came to the Hobby Horse Games and visited us because they were done.
And she said she promised she'd come if they were done by Saturday morning.
Not only that, but I have to say well done to them, because they made me this stick horse. And they made me this stick horse for the Stick Horse Games. They branded it with my Mustang's brand and put his number on the tag for me. So I thought that was, and gave me the cap. So I think that was pretty special. And I think that what the Bureau of Land Management do is absolutely phenomenal. The fact that they get these horses homed into great homes is absolutely phenomenal. So hats off to them, and thank you so much for coming and joining in and being such a good sport at our event. It was awesome to see Dominique there. So wonderful, wonderful group. Please look out for their gatherings, and then the times they come here to Ocala, and you could have an opportunity to own a wonderful Mustang too. A quick mention, do not forget about the Piranha Golf tournament coming right up, just around the corner, November 3rd. This is the Piranha Family Foundation Benefit Golf Tournament. It's a wonderful event.
We're going to be kicking it off at 7:30, breakfast registration, 9 a.m. to 2 is a golf tournament, 2 to 3 is lunch buffet, 3 to 5 is free time, and 6 to 10 is the dinner award ceremony, presentation, and the best part, dancing.
Yes, with Dancin Pete. And it's going to benefit, 100% of the proceeds benefit 3 wonderful charities, Heart of Florida Youth Ranch, Gentle Carousel Miniature Therapy Horses, and Canines for Warriors. So all going to such a great cause. That's November 3rd. You can donate to Piranha Life Foundation any amount of money, and 100% of it will go to these 3 charities. They wrote checks for a total of $30,000 last year for this event.
Do they have teams still open?
I think they do, maybe one or 2 teams.
$1,000 a team.
Yeah, if you want to play golf, it's a great opportunity to support. You can golf with pro Ted Potter, and this is all happening at the beautiful Country Club of Ocala. Coming back after this, we are going to share the Hobby Horse Equestrian Games presented by Ag Pro with you, share a little bit of the parade, sponsored by Pat Myers Electric. And we're going to have Kelsey and Maria with us, who were at the event, who did such a great job managing their areas, so we can talk some more. So stay with us on the Horse Talk Show. We're coming right back. This portion of the show is presented by Peterson and Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. And our TV broadcast sponsor is Larson Farms, Idaho's finest alfalfa. Supporting sponsors are DAC Vitamins and Minerals, Seminole Feed Stores, Lip Chip LLC, Piranha, Florida HVAC Services, Crystal Cryo, Ocala Dog Ranch, and The Drinking Post. At Crystal Cryo, you can relax and enjoy a non-invasive cryo skin facial. Reduce fine lines and wrinkles and tighten the skin. Improve texture and tone. Stimulate collagen production. Reduce inflammation and acne. And increase blood flow to the skin, resulting in a more youthful, radiant appearance. And it all takes only about 30 minutes. Boost your confidence now and set up a consultation. Find Crystal Cryo at crystalcryo.net or on social media. Experience the ultimate in relaxation and rejuvenation. Pamper and revitalize your body, mind, and spirit at Crystal Cryo.
This show is brought to you in part by Seminole Feed Stores, family owned since 1934. Manufacturing fixed formula horse feeds with mindful monitoring and quality ingredients right here in Ocala in an all-natural, non-medicated feed mill. Seminole Feed, simply the world's best and safest feed. Like them on Facebook now or find them at SeminoleFeed.com.
Horses. Piranha! Oh no! Oh, the humanity! Oh, Piranha.
Peterson and Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care seeks to be a leading international veterinary practice that provides state-of-the-art veterinary care to their patients while fostering professional relationships with their clients that stand the test of time. For 24/7 and the best in equine care, check out Peterson and Smith at petersonsmith.com or like them on Facebook now for more information.
Does your farm need a facelift? Has the harsh Florida climate left your barns, stable doors, and fences stained? J&S Pressure Washing has a professional team who can exceed your expectations and restore your farm to its former glory. Get rid of dust and cobwebs that can cause allergies and health issues for horses, and keep your horses safe by limiting fire hazards in the barn. J&S Pressure Washing can clean your house, your barns, your fences, and your driveway, and you can count on dependable and professional services. For more information, call Stephen at 352-502-5355.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the Horse Talk Show, presented by Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. Thank you to Larson Farms, our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
Louisa Barton in the studio with Dancin Pete Rodda from Complimentary Horsemanship. And our wonderful co-host Maria Alfoon is back with us from Midnight Rose Equestrian. And then very special guest here in the studio this week, who needs a round of applause, Kelsey Wood. Kelsey is an equestrian herself. And I actually met her through her teacher, who was actually the judge for show jumping at the Hobby Horse Equestrian Games this weekend. And Kelsey jumped in to actually be the instructor for the show jumping. And she did such an incredible job. I almost don't have words to say. I had people ask me afterwards how old she is, and I said 13, and they went, no way.
If she had an English accent, she would be Luisa's mini-me.
Oh, you're so funny. These balloons are very distracting behind me. It's someone's birthday. Kelsey, you jumped in really like a week or so, less than a week, really a week from contact before the event. I had a terrible time trying to find a show jumper that wasn't somewhere show jumping. And actually, Aaron Vale had originally told me he would try, but he was away jumping. So you filled in really well for Aaron Vale, can I just tell you that? And I was so impressed with, one, how mature you were, two, how well you handled everything, and the fact that you just kind of took control.
She's so enthusiastic. Like, it was like a grand announcer from across the field. It was like, who is that?
I know. And she managed all the people.
Oh my gosh, it was so nice to be able to like interact with all the kids, and I thought it was really nice to be able to like represent myself since I'm moved to the area so soon. I'm so happy to bring myself forth and let people know who I am. Yeah, absolutely.
So how long have you been living in this area?
Just a couple months.
Wow, we threw you straight under the bus, didn't we? We were like, let's throw her straight under the bus. So tell us a little bit about your horse background.
So my horse background actually started by a rescue center, and I was very lucky to start there because it got me to learn more about the horse than just, throwing you into the saddle. I was very lucky to learn about, medicine and the right way to treat horses than just jumping and riding. And I did that for a long time, and I was really appreciative, but I really wanted to do something more with my future, and I started jumping, and that's where I got started with my opportunities. So yeah,
that's awesome.
It was amazing.
And how long have you been jumping?
About 2 years now.
Wow, and you're already so accomplished and knowledgeable in such a short time. That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
And she got the other kids to get enthused about what they were doing. She wasn't just giving direction, she was actually encouraging them to have a good time. So that was really fun to watch.
Oh, she wasn't just that, but check her out. She was willing to get involved in the roping too. So now, at that point, the show jumping was actually the first sport of the day. And there you are. If you're listening on the radio, you can't see this, so you need to go to Equus TV or Facebook and find the Horse Talk Show, because the line of kids, what did you think about the line of kids when you saw that?
I was really like, oh, I'm going to be here for a while. I thought it was so amazing that so many of the kids wanted to do this, especially since I was so new to this. I was expecting so young kids and not that many children, but they came and they were just there, and I was really excited to make every part, whichever they ran, they did. I made it really special for them.
You did.
Wow.
And you were so enthusiastic. I mean, you were getting them cranked up and getting them fired up. And then you even helped Otto, a celebrity that arrived to teach racing. You even I was like, I can't take the mic off this girl. She's got everything rolling. We got to keep it rolling. And you just rolled right on. And I mean, it was amazing to see you interacting with the crowd, teaching, just setting an example for them, leadership. At such a young age, it was so impressive.
Those
it was just, wasn't it?
So enthusiastic, too.
Well, maybe we need to make that a thing that she gets an assistant next year, and she teaches that assistant how to do those same things. Because I think,
Brandon from Ag Pro was out for the count at the beginning of the race, the starting gate, and he was in trouble. Yeah,
I didn't even know who he was, so I called him Beard Man.
Oh no. Yeah, Brandon from Ag Pro, and then Eric there from Spirit Equine with his cow. I mean, his Appaloosa. horse there. But Otto was a really good sport. He's, of course, the star of Disney's Secretariat. And just, wow, amazing event overall.
How serious were those kids, though? Like, some of those kids went in that arena and, like, they were practicing before the warm-ups. They're like, can we see the patterns? And we're like, yeah.
I know, the fact that we had them printed and then had them written on the board, everybody was wanting to look at the board. This is polo at the end of the day. And look at them. I mean, they're still like really serious. The Ocala Polo Club, you know, they're serious.
Oh my.
There was one
David
incident.
got him going, didn't he?
I know, he did. I mean, these kids were going strong at the end of the day. And at the awards ceremony, they were serious. I mean, they were like, who won? Yeah. I mean, look at these kids.
Well, I know I got attacked by one girl. She knew exactly how horses attack. She came at me with her head of her horse, and then she started throwing the tail at me and kicking at me. It was crazy.
It was an amazing event, and I think you really made an impression on those young people, that somebody as young as you could be out there doing that, you know, just taking the lead role. And I think that overall the spirit was competitive, interested, wanted to learn more, wanted to know more. I feel like you kind of were the spirit of the event.
We should make an award in her honor.
We should.
For next year.
The Kelsey Wood Award for participation and enthusiasm. This is a very good idea. The Kelsey Wood Award for participation and enthusiasm, don't you think?
That sounds good to me.
I think it's a real thing. I
mean, then she can give it out.
Yeah.
I would love to win that reward. I mean,
I'd love to win that.
It is named for you. So.
Yeah, I think it's a total fit, because the enthusiasm and actually we're going to have a recap video. Isaac Brocious, our director and editor, is going to be producing a recap video of the event, and he's got a lot of drone footage where you'll actually be able to see Kelsey like in action from above. And within the next couple of weeks, we're going to have that created so you can actually see all the parts of the event, because there was a lot. You even carried a banner in the parade.
Oh yes, I enjoyed that very much, because I got to talk to the very nice lady that I hold the banner for her horses. Her name's Rachel, and actually she brought up some big opportunities for me, so I was very excited to talk to her. So the entire time I was holding the banner and trying to get some information.
And was that the Akal Teke?
Yes.
Yes. Wonderful.
Beautiful horses. And she came with a 2-year-old, and I loved being right next to her side and holding those banners for her.
It really just made you proud, huh?
I was very excited.
And she's a really, really great contact for you to have too. And she shared with me that she actually has a lot of different breeds that she works with and trains and resells. And she said, let me know in plenty of time before the parade, because I can probably bring, you know, several different breeds. So just a great contact for you to have. And she's a trainer. So I thought that was another wonderful connection. But the Pat Myers parade was beautiful.
Oh, Pat Myers Electric put it on top notch.
Yeah, that parade was phenomenal.
It's going to be hard to beat next year.
That picture is now their cover photo, by the way.
Dancin Pat.
Dancing Pat. Well, he walked up to me in the morning like that, and I went, hey, Pete. And then I went, that's not Pete. That's Pat Myers. But he was so good. Look at him. He had me so.
Colored water.
He even had the burgundy shirt on and everything. But the parade, oh, look at that. That's like, they look like brothers. Everybody probably thought you were.
Oh, yeah.
Kelsey, give me a high five, girl.
Absolutely.
Kelsey Wood, you are going to see a lot of this equestrian in the future all over the place. Here in the horse capital of the world is where she definitely belongs. And we are so thankful she made this event phenomenal. Maria, well done, girl. Woo. Dressage was off the charts, too. We'll be back in just a minute. Stay with us on the Horse Talk Show.
Welcome back to the Horse Talk Show. Have you ever heard of a horse that could talk? Listen to this. With your host, Louisa Barton. She's literally in love with every horse. Presented by Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience. She's back in the saddle again. And now here's your host,
Pretty,
Louisa Barton. She's a Brit, she's got the gift of the gab, and her guests are fab.
Larson Farms is our TV broadcast sponsor. Mr. Richard Larson, a man of great integrity, cares about every single bale of hay and about taking care of his customers. He also has a huge heart for those genuinely in need. Larson Farms, Idaho's finest alfalfa. Hey there, horsemen. Are you tired of technology that doesn't fit your way of life? Lip Chip is ready to revolutionize your barn. Built by horsemen, for horsemen. Lip Chip knows how you ride. If you're tired of carrying around paperwork, dealing with long trailer lines, and juggling all your horse's details while trying to compete, then the answer is the HoofLink system. Simply implant, scan, and unlock. Each scan reveals everything you need to work, compete, and to protect your horses. View current health paperwork, pre-register for your next event, and even check in on your horse's health. Horsemen, let's keep our horses safe and make our lives at the barn a little easier. The future is here, and the future is Lip Chip. This show is brought to you in part by DAC Vitamins and Minerals of Florida. All horses need a solid immune system, excellent joint support, a healthy gut, and DAC has all the vitamins and minerals they need with the NASC stamp of approval. So like them on Facebook now or go to feeddac.com. DAC. It makes a world of difference.
This hour of the Horse Talk Show is presented by Palm Chevrolet in Ocala, where the entire team is committed to making your experience in sales and service hassle-free and easier than ever with no games or gimmicks. Come in and visit on Southwest College Road or online at palmchevrolet.com. A second-to-none experience with all the amenities. Palm Chevy, find new roads.
The Equine Performance and Innovative Center, situated on 30 pristine acres in the horse capital of the world, is one of the finest and most complete conditioning and rehab centers for equines and canines in the nation, including an equine hyperbaric chamber, aqua pacer, water treadmill, cold water leg spa, equine swimming pool, Eurosizer, and more. Epic equine veterinarians specializing in rehab and conditioning. For more information, go to epcrehab.com or find them on social media. The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the Horse Talk Show presented by Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience. Thank you to Larson Farms, our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
Louisa Barton here in the CEP studios in downtown Ocala, the horse capital of the world, with Dancin Pete Rodda from Complimentary Horsemanship. We're celebrating his birthday today. We have Maria Arfoon with us, our co-host. She is with Midnight Rose Equestrian, massage for both the equestrian and the equestrian's horse. Very important. She gets them working together very well. And I've never had a massage like a massage in my life. She is off all of the charts, and she knows how to make you and your horse match and work together so well. And I have a wonderful kind of a surprise guest this week that I'm absolutely thrilled to have here, and that is Marla Faust. I met Marla, I don't know how many years ago. I just know that I was still doing radio and not TV at the time, and I was being rained on at the Preakness, and I was on air, and I had my laptop on my lap, and she was special security for the Preakness, and she held an umbrella over my head, and she was probably the only person allowed to have an umbrella at that event, so it worked out really well. Marla, that was a long time ago. Do you know what year it was?
2016.
Oh, you're such a good girl. It was actually, that's a long time. That's over 7 years. Oh my goodness, I didn't realize it was that long.
Special security was right.
Very, very funny, Pete.
For you.
Is she special or me?
He probably thinks I need special security.
No,
is what
I think
he's
you're
trying to say.
special and you needed security so nobody would bother you.
Oh, you mean you think she was assigned to me?
Yes, ma'am.
To protect me. Marla, quite a job. Marla, you are an equestrian yourself.
Yes, I am.
Tell us a little bit about you. It's lovely to have you here. Thank you for coming to volunteer at the Hobby Horse Games.
Oh, no problem. It was great fun. I started riding like 10 years ago. My children went off to college and I was bored. And so I thought I'd go over to my neighbor's house and take a riding lesson. And the day that I got there, the lady who did the work at the farm had to leave on an emergency, and she never came back.
Oh.
So I said, well, I was a nurse, a human nurse, and I did work as a veterinary assistant for my uncle who's a vet. I said, well, I could probably figure that out, and I'll work for you, I don't mind. Just work off some lessons. I thought, well, and that was the end of that. I kept going. A few weeks later, she found a horse that she rescued, sort of, and that horse had a baby. And so she's like, well, come with me and you can help me. And I'm like, help you with what? I have been riding 2 weeks. So I went and I did help her, and she said, the baby will follow its mother, just do that. And I said, okay. And we, hiked through some mud, and we got the baby on the trailer and got the baby back to the farm, and neither one was in good shape. And the poor baby was the ugliest horse you ever want to see. Oh, and so nobody wanted to pay attention to this baby. So I'm like, well, I'll pay attention to the baby. And about a year later, my uncle bought the baby from me. Now, my uncle is a photographer who has lived in a city his entire life. I'm not sure the man ever actually saw a horse, but he thought, oh, what makes her happy? Let's buy the horse. So, needless to say.
Did he make you happy?
Yes.
Well, she looks like she's fairly happy, doesn't she?
If you're on the radio, the horse is laying down in the stall, and she has her head on the horse's head and laying in the stall also.
That's a lovely photo. That's my favorite.
That's my Lucy Lou. So anyway, needless to say, I learned a lot, and she learned a lot, and green and green do make black and blue.
We do know that.
There were a few blood, sweat, and tears along the way. And so eventually, anyway, Louisa here sent me to the world finals of dressage and jumping in Omaha, Nebraska. And that was the first time I ever saw dressage. And I'm like, I had to learn all this stuff. Like, what am I supposed to tell her, So I learned all this, what I needed to learn. And it was interesting. And I'm like, wait a minute. I used to be a ballerina when I was a kid.
Really?
This stuff's like ballet. I like this stuff. So for the past 2 years, I decided to study dressage, classical dressage. And my uncle, same uncle, decided that I should have a nice dressage horse since I've plodded along with this. And I'm really...
I do too.
Yeah, where do we get one of those?
Where do we get an uncle like that?
He's a wonderful man, but be careful about him selecting horses for you.
Oh.
Just saying, a man from the city that's always been a photographer.
Yes.
Lovely guy. But, so, yeah, exactly. So somehow my uncle bought me a horse who is wonderful. His name is Noah, and he's 5, and I've had him for a year. And he is a true dressage horse. He is a KWPN from Iron Spring Farms, and he is awesome. He has 2 brothers, I believe, that have gone to the Olympics multiple times. He is the brother of Ravel.
Whoa!
Yes.
Oh my goodness!
And so, and I am bouncing around on his back and trying to learn. I have 2 wonderful trainers in Pennsylvania. Actually, I drive them to Pennsylvania. Fiona Gowers and Laura Nanette. I want to give you a little shout out there because they have kept me from dying, and we're progressing right along.
That's good.
And now we're doing well. And while I'm here, he is in school with them. Trying to learn how to canter and not take off like a bottle rocket.
Oh.
And so then when I go home, I'm going to learn how to canter and actually sit down and not jump up like a jockey expecting my horse to take off like a bottle rocket. So after that, we will actually learn how to show, hopefully fairly normally.
Yes,
and
good.
Hopefully progress up through the ranks. And
I'm so excited for you.
I know. You two definitely have to connect and follow one another.
And he is the most beautiful, cute horse I've ever seen in my life. I have an adorable grandson, and I have an adorable horse. And he, no matter what he does, he's just too cute. So.
Oh, well, that's a wonderful story, and we've kept in touch, and you saved me at the Preakness, and you've even shared some. I haven't been able to be at many Preaknesses since then, and too many things going on here in the horse capital, but you've been able to keep me up to date on the Preakness, which has been wonderful. You've been able to be there so much as security and see the horses even in the barns at night, which is a
How long have you worked with
very
them?
cool privilege.
Louisa has also changed what I do. Oh. Somehow I've gone from working in the winner's circle to now I private guard horses. She's like, I have a friend that's running. I'm like, really? Okay, I'll go over there.
Yeah.
Lots of friends.
Oh, it's awesome. I tell you.
It's worked out quite well. So
I'm having a great time.
It's not what you know, it's who you know.
Exactly.
If you know Louisa,
She knows
you're good.
Yeah. Yep.
Well,
so that's made it awesome, and I've worked for them for 15 years.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's amazing, that the experiences that you get to have, though, just being there and get to see them in the stall, kind of like how they are when they're keyed down. You know, a lot of people don't see the racehorse world from the barn perspective. They see, you know, the main TV stations that cover the front side of the track, and a lot of people don't know what it's like on the back side of the track, you know, and that's a different experience, you know, it's a different world. So it's great that you get to see that and then, you know, be in your dressage world and work on excelling there as well. So
I've spent a lot of time learning about the horse's mind and what they're thinking and how they're perceiving the world, and I'm just interested in that, you know.
It's fascinating, isn't it?
It is fascinating. I spent some time watching Buck Brannaman. Hey, buddy.
He's going to be here in January. You'll have to come back.
Oh, definitely. I'll watch him
He's going to be at the Florida Horse Park, so you'll have to come back.
Okay, well, he's taught me a million things. There's my no-no.
No, beautiful.
See, the horse is way ahead of me. He won at the Devon Horse Show.
Oh,
He
well,
won
you both
by
look
himself.
phenomenal.
With the human on the ground.
Yeah, well, you look absolutely phenomenal. I mean, you do.
The chrome.
Yeah, gorgeous,
He's a
right?
gorgeous guy, isn't he?
Yeah, flashy.
I'm not a little biased, am I? Right.
Well, I'm biased with you, so I think he's really beautiful. So, what did you think of the Hobby Horse Equestrian Games and Parade?
Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. It was a blast. You know, the kids were so cute, and just I was amazed that some of them knew a lot. You know, and they were really.
Their tests were so accurate. They were like deep in their corners.
They were
and,
serious,
uphill
weren't they?
transitions. I was like, what is happening?
We had serious. Oh, that was a picture of Marla and I at the Hobby Horse Games. Look at that. We're a little older, but we're better than ever.
I made you backwards.
That
so
sound
we're
that
not
just
older.
went off means we got
I know, we have to go, Marla.
move
Thank
on.
you. I'm so glad you got to come and be here with us. We'll be right back. We have another segment coming up. Stay with us. Thank you to the presenting sponsor of this portion of the Horse Talk Show, Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience. Thank you to our TV broadcast sponsor, Larson Farms, Idaho's finest alfalfa. Also, thank you to supporting sponsors, Nirvana Medical Spa, TT Distributors, Summit Joint Performance, Equine, Midnight Rose Equestrian, the Florida Horse Park, Horse Farms Forever, and the Equine Performance and Innovative Center.
This show is brought to you in part by Seminole Feed Stores, family owned since 1934. Manufacturing fixed formula horse feeds with mindful monitoring and quality ingredients right here in Ocala in an all-natural, non-medicated feed mill. Seminole Feed, simply the world's best and safest feed. Like them on Facebook now or find them at SeminoleFeed.com.
Horses. Piranha! Oh no! Oh, the humanity! Oh, piranha.
My name is Dr. Natalie Solomon. I formulated Equine with cutting-edge science and technology alongside the passion that is represented by a lifelong love of horses. I created a product that I would trust for my horses because they deserve nothing but the best for their bodies. Horses rely on us to take care of them, to love them, to respect them. This is how Equine came to life. Equine, CBD for your horse that you can trust.
Does your farm need a facelift? Has the harsh Florida climate left your barns, stable doors, and fences stained? J&S Pressure Washing has a professional team who can exceed your expectations and restore your farm to its former glory. Get rid of dust and cobwebs that can cause allergies and health issues for horses, and keep your horses safe by limiting fire hazards in the barn. J&S Pressure Washing can clean your house, your barns, your fences, and your driveway, and you can count on dependable and professional services. For more information, call Stephen at 352-502-5355.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Louisa Barton here for the CEP's Equine Initiative for the Horse Talk Show and Equus Television on all smart TV networks, here with Olympic medalist Clayton Fredericks here in the horse capital of the world. We also have Angie Taylor-Crawford here from Seminole Feed Stores, And we're going to talk a little bit about how important feed program really is. I'm going to have Clayton start us off with some comments about his feed program, and then Angie's going to give us a little bit about how they select the right feeds and make sure the horse is actually eating the right thing for the sport that they're in, and so that they can accomplish their very best. Clayton, you're wearing a very nice Seminole Wellness shirt there. I think I need one of those.
Yeah.
And it very well says world's best equine feed.
Absolutely.
Quite
well,
appropriate.
This sport and that we do, and anything with horses, is about being holistic, and looking at every aspect of what you're doing with the horses. I could be the best trainer horse trainer in the world, but if we don't have the other items that on keeping the horses healthy and good, it just doesn't work. So it's got to be holistic to start with. And then obviously the horse's nutrition, their feed becomes super important. And from my side of things, I've been feeding Seminole for
10 years.
a long time, almost since I came here. Originally it was purely, we looked around at all the other feeds, and it was really the freshness and the range of products that suited us to be able to, have our sales horses that need to be, relatively quiet. They don't need to be, jumping out of their skin.
Right.
They need to be quiet, but they also have to take a lot of work. Because with people coming to try them, us doing a lot of work to get them ready to be.
You don't want to make an excuse for the horse.
We don't want to make an excuse for the horse. Yeah. But then on the other end of the spectrum, I have my upper level eventers and jumpers now that need to have all the energy to go out and perform at the top level. So for me, it was the range of product to do that, and also the freshness, the fact that we've got the mill right here that's dedicated as well, being involved in FEI events. It's super important that you
Nothing falls in your feed.
No,
Right.
that you can trust. You can trust that we're not got any funky gear in there that's going to get me a positive drug test.
Right.
It's very important, isn't it?
Absolutely, and that
And the safety too of that aspect, because there's so many things that can get in feed that
Yes.
if you're in a mill that's mixing it with making cow
If you have
feed and
multiple
things,
species,
right, you can have anything fall in your feed and
Right.
actually end up with a very sick or even a deceased horse from that. So that's really crucial.
And I don't think it happens maliciously, but it happens. And so for us, having that equine only facility, it's just important to us because we're horse owners as well. And so for you being upper level, we do have categories of feed that now we're identifying as competition safe to make it easier for you to distinguish this has an ingredient that they may not like, or this is free and clear of those ingredients that would cause a positive test.
Yeah, and it's you do hear of counts of that, and that we just don't want to go anywhere near that. We try to run an absolute squeaky clean barn, and we pay a lot of attention to all that. And I mean, for me, as my reputation's important as well. Of course. And so, we try to do everything we can to avoid any.
And then, as your liaison through Seminole, it would be very poor judgment of me to not consult with you about all these things and not let you know and not guide you in a way that makes you successful and allows you to retain the reputation that you want to keep, because we want to keep that reputation as well.
Yeah.
So it works out really well for both of us. And like you said, when they're picking these horses, you want, lower levels they're looking for some thoroughbred, and upper levels you're looking for warm bloods that have thoroughbred in them. Well, thoroughbred, hot blood, they can be a little on the excitable side. But the feeds that we've chosen here, our Wellness Dynasport for one, that low starch, one of the lowest starch feeds we make, it allows them to have all the ingredients that they need. It allows them to feed them normal levels of feed without the fear of having a really high starch diet and having them come out of the skin like they don't want. For those horses that may need a little extra, they use Ultra Bloom as well. So that gives them the fat content that they need. It gives them more calorie content. So for those upper level jumpers that really need all the calories, there's a fine line there between calories in and calories out. And so, you know, in talking with Clayton and making sure that we're all on the right track, he's happy, we're happy. We do make 28 different feeds. We have a lot to choose from, but, you know, we want to make sure that what we're recommending and what we're sharing with him and what he's got in his barn is appropriate for what he's doing.
I think that's isn't that a Dalmatian cross with an Appaloosa? Not sure.
Sounded like a rooster.
So really important as well for you to be local and to be able to see a new horse that Clayton gets in the barn, gets a young horse, to look at that horse and be able to say.
Yeah. I mean, we like to be here. You know, we try to be here and support. He has his schooling clinics in the wintertime. We love to be here. I mean, I think I'm his in-gate person now. Run the registration table.
Angie knows better how to run the show than we do.
I'm sure.
But I enjoy being here and seeing everybody, you know, and
it's, from our perspective, it's good because you can provide some backup, provide feedback, and give your knowledge.
Yes.
But it's not in a sales way. It's not,
correct,
you know, like you're ramming things down people's throat.
You don't
it's
need
really
to be
just in a
convinced,
nice
you already know, right?
If someone wants to ask a question, they can, you know, and it just lends itself to people quietly start having these conversations. You know, and getting some advice and everything, and it's just in a very casual way. So.
And you know, we look at it as, you know, we brought Clayton on as a champion rider because obviously he is a champion rider, and you know, we love having him on our team, and obviously the feeling is mutual because he has trusted us all these years to get him places that have been goals of his, and so I take that trust very seriously. We as a company take that trust very seriously. And so just the opportunity to be here and help and be, I like to use the term, the behind the scenes team. I love being a part of behind the scenes team. I will never be able to ride in the Olympics. I do not have that skill, but I sure love being a part of what goes on, you know, here and what goes on with you know, with other clients that we do have.
And Seminole, being here over 80 years in the horse capital, got a lot to stand on, a lot of history, having a local mill that you know is equine only, very safe.
And we have an impeccable reputation too, and so we take that, you know, very seriously as well.
Very, very seriously. It's fantastic to have the right feed for your program, without a doubt. And just wrapping this up, I got to say we got a winner here. We got the ingredients of a winner and another winner here. So it doesn't get much better than that for a program like this. So, and that's a wonderful testimonial from an Olympic medalist who trusts Seminole Feed. Louisa Barton here for the Horse Talk Show. Thank you to the presenting sponsor of this portion of the Horse Talk Show, Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience. Thank you to our TV broadcast sponsor, Larson Farms, Idaho's finest alfalfa. Also, thank you to supporting sponsors, Nirvana Medical Spa, TT Distributors, Summit Joint Performance, Equine, Midnight Rose Equestrian, the Florida Horse Park, Horse Farms Forever, and the Equine Performance and Innovative Center. The Equine Performance and Innovative Centre, situated on 30 pristine acres in the horse capital of the world, is one of the finest and most complete conditioning and rehab centres for equines and canines in the nation, including an equine hyperbaric chamber, aqua pacer, water treadmill, cold water leg spa, equine swimming pool, Eurosizer, and more. Epic equine veterinarians specialising in rehab and conditioning. For more information, go to epcrehab.com or find them on social media.
This show was brought to you in part by TT Distributors, dedicated to bringing their customers the largest selection of quality horse supplements, products, and farrier supplies in Florida at affordable prices. Also online at ttdistributors.com.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the final segment of the Horse Talk Show for this week, presented by Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience. Thank you to Larson Farms, our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
Louisa Martin here in the CEP studios in downtown Ocala with Dancin Pete Rodda, my co-host from Complimentary Horsemanship. And it is his birthday, and so Kelsey Wood is here to help me sing because everybody would turn the show off if I sang on my own. So the studio audience can join in. 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Dancin Pete. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday. This is, I believe, from Isaac. Am I right?
Oh, wow.
That's from Isaac.
Thank
We
you.
have cake.
Am I opening it, or am
you
I...
are. You can open it.
Oh, I can
and
open
maybe can you do two things at once?
Sure.
Okay. Well, then you can do your horsemanship tip of the week. Waiting.
Dancin Pete's Tip of the Week, brought to you by Complimentary Horsemanship.
We're ready for you to do two things at once.
Okay, tip of the week. This is a buddy of mine, Jake Birnbaum, came up with this. He came up with 4, and I put the 5th one on it. The 5 stages of mastery. Awareness, understanding, doing, reproducing, and teaching. So as you go through these phases, you get more awareness, then you get more understanding, which gives you more awareness. Then you do more, and that gives you new awareness and new understanding. Then you reproduce it, which gives you a new understanding and new awareness and sometimes a new way to do it. And then you teach it. And that's what most people are scared to do, is to teach it. Because when you teach, you get a new awareness, a new understanding, a new way of doing it, and a new way to reproduce it, which causes you to teach it better. So that's the 5 stages of mastery.
So your card is actually from Sergio Betsy.
Oh,
how sweet.
Yes. Thank you, Sergio and Betsy from Larson Hay.
It's not a matter of the years a man has been around or the trail in life he chose to take, but it's the things he does for everyone that makes a man so great. Happy birthday. Wow. And then there's a Prezi and a card from me here too.
Oh, boy.
For you. Quick shout out for Ocala Dog Ranch. Thank you so much, Neil, who has been on the road traveling, or he would have been at our event. And he is going to do some dog things next year at the event as well, which I'm very excited about. But thank you for the pumpkin, because that was absolutely phenomenal. And you are opening your present. Pete is opening his birthday present. I hope he likes it. I picked it out myself, and I hope he thinks that it's pretty cool. I thought it was pretty cool myself.
Wow.
Isn't that nice? What does it say? Forged in his strength. Look at that.
Wow.
Isn't that a nice cup? I always see you with one of
beautiful.
those, and I think that's the nicest. So there you go. Yes.
Thank you.
So we got to talk about the Piranha Life Golf Tournament.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. And
November 3rd.
Yes, November 3rd.
Country Club of Ocala.
I don't think it's too late to sign up to have a team if you would like. I think you can... You can be a foursome for $1,000 for this tournament, and 100% of the proceeds are going to benefit 3 wonderful
charities in this area. We have a Heart of Florida Youth Ranch.
Gentle Carousel, miniature therapy horses.
And Canines for Warriors. And all of these organizations have four-leggeds involved in what they do. Heart of Florida Youth Ranch does a lot for kids with horses. Gentle Carousel Miniature Therapy Horses visit sick and dying folks all year long. They have literacy programs in the elementary schools and a literacy program during the summertime at the CEP's downtown market. They do a lot with kids, a lot of interaction with horses. And then Canines for Warriors, also an amazing program for veterans. There's lots of prizes. You can golf with Pro
Ted Potter.
We've got breakfast and registration at 7:30, 9 to 2 golf tournament, 2 to 3 lunch buffet, a little bit of a nap and a rest in the afternoon from 3 to 5. And then you can come and dance with Pete for the dinner and awards ceremony presentations. And that attire is Western, cocktail, business, casual, golf. So in other words,
come as you are.
Yes, pretty much anything you want to wear is okay. And that will be a fantastic event. If you need any information on that, you can contact Ben at piranhalife.com. And I just have to say that Piranha Animal Health is an organization that really cares about the equestrians in this community, the horses in this community. They do a lot to support the Equine Initiative at the CEP, both advocacy and events, and the initiative itself, helping connect the non-horse world with the horse world. So they do a lot. Events
Ben,
like
Kyle, Tom, they're great people.
They are. They're a fantastic group. In fact, the Hobby Horse Equestrian Games and Parade would not have happened without that initiative on Saturdays. So when you're thinking about spraying your horses, what you're going to spray them with, definitely support all the distributors that Piranha has around our county and beyond. And if you're thinking about building a barn or you have a barn that needs a spray master system, they are definitely the folks to reach out to. They do a phenomenal job with everything they do, their products, lots of options on their products. They gave goodie bags. And actually, speaking of goodie bags, could you pass me a goodie bag, please, Maria? Because we forgot something rather important. We have one from Maria, too. Yes. Thank you so much. We have a goodie bag for you.
For me?
For you.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes.
Oh,
And look, if you hold it up, it's kind of weird. Because that's what happens, yeah.
Oh, my.
But yeah, we have a goodie bag for you.
glitch.
And we have a goodie bag for
my
Marla
goodness.
as well. Isn't that fantastic?
I love this sprays.
Their
Anything.
products are amazing, aren't they?
Absolutely. Anything.
That's Shine Baby Shine.
Look, she's ready to be a superstar. She's already, and let me model it and talk about it.
Yes, I know. And talk about you already used that product.
Yeah.
That
There you go.
was good, wasn't it? Anything for
We'll
Anna
hook you
is
up with
amazing.
Piranha.
Yes, yeah, no doubt. So definitely support the golf tournament just because, like I said, even if you can't golf that particular day, even if you're not available,
Come out and have some fun with us.
come out and have fun or do some donations because 100% of whatever you donate will go directly to Piranha Life, who will then distribute it between those three charities. So it's all such a great cause and so incredibly important that we get involved and support what they do. So
Definitely.
So tell us about your birthday dinner.
Oh, well, I was surprised. We showed up and I thought we were just going to be four of us. And all of a sudden, a friend of mine, Barb Stanley, shows up with balloons and she put the flowers around my neck and gave me all this stuff. And then I saw somebody else I knew. And then all of a sudden, Kyle DeCillo showed up. Ben and his wife, Pam, showed up. And then they kept on looking around. My working student, Sue, came. It was just, and I didn't know it was
Pat Myers and Sarah.
Well, yeah, Pat Myers and Sarah were supposed to be with us, and then all of a sudden it was like everybody, and then Sarah Martin and Clayton showed up. Olivia from Crystal Cryo. It was a great birthday. I mean, I love surprises, and I'm usually hard to surprise, and I had no clue. And then I got mad. I was like, I wanted to spend some time with Pat and but no. And then Jake Berenbaum and Stephanie, his wife,
Love
my best
them.
friend, and his son Johnny showed up. It was just wonderful. We had some other people that were supposed to show up that couldn't. But that's okay. You were there in heart. But it was a really fun time that people just got to know each other, people that didn't know each other. And I saw Pat Myers when he was younger. He had long hair. And he played guitar and sang. And he was telling us he lived out of his car. Yeah.
Pat.
So, I don't know how well he sings because he was kind of long-haired. And
Well, I'm glad you had a great birthday,
great
Pete.
birthday.
You deserved it. And
Thank
wonderful surprise. Jenna Rivera, we love you. You're an absolutely amazing woman. And we're so very grateful to everybody who helped at the Hobby Horse Games. AJ, Tamra, Tyler, Tom, everybody. Wow.
Louisa.
Amazing.
So that's
John.
the
Well
big
done.
round of applause for Louisa.
Thank you. Whether you're in the horse capital of the world or Calamarian County or not, happy horsing around till the same time next week.
See ya.